two-time All-Star who put the go in Chicago's go-go Sox of the 1950s, Luis Aparicio. Fielder Melvin Mora.
Potential tying run at the plate as Melvin Mora will be the pinch runner for Garrett Anderson, and what a night for Garrett.
Huge night for Anderson. Melvin Mora takes over. Melvin Mora takes over in left field. He can play just about anywhere.
Catcher Ramon Hernandez.
An Iron Man behind the plate for Oakland, and a guy who offensively has taken it up a notch after a so-so year last year. 2 balls and a strike, 2 out, nobody on, a run home, now 3-1 with Nomar Garciaparra on deck.
Garciaparra, a lethal fastball hitter.
Wagner has to give Hernandez something to hit. And he does to third. A high hop for Lowell. And the throw across in plenty of time in the inning.
Fielder Baglio Ordonez.
Hometown favorite coming up.
And a nice moment and a great ovation from these White Sox fans. They appreciate the kind of season Ordonez has had, the kind of career he has had. And ball 1 inside. Billy Wagner drives him off the plate. Popped up to the right side. Is it playable for Sexton? Looks like it. 2 up, 2 down. 2 weak fly balls to the right side. And the bases are empty after the 4-time All-Star Ordonez fouls out. Shortstop Carlos Guillen.
To Barry Bonds, he still said Willie Mays was the best all around.
They, of course, are Godfather, Godson, Willie Mays and Barry Bonds. Zambrano on to go to work here in the 4th inning, the American League. Pudge Rodriguez at the plate. Carlos Zambrano's fastball swung and a miss. Rodriguez already has had a triple and a single, an RBI and a run scored. Pretty good start already. Don't get close to that leg.
Well, see that follow through? I mean, that's just power. I mean, to me, that leg coming through is kind of like what you do with your arm after you release the baseball. You have to give it, somewhere to go to slow down. And that's why they talk about the follow-through being so important. You follow through with your arm, and Zambrano also does. This is part of that style we talked about with that back leg.
From the Chicago Cubs, Zambrano can't get to that one. Renteria charging, picked up, rolling, oh my!
Wow.
That's why he is a Gold Glove third baseman. Took that right out of Renteria's glove, and only he was going to get that out.
You can't believe how far he goes on this play. First of all, we'll take a look at the pitch. Good, hard, sinking fastball. There's the follow-through. I mean, look how close the pitcher, Zambrano, came to getting that ball. Now look where Roland comes from. Look at the stride. Look at how quick he goes down and gets it. Look at the exchange. Look at the velocity on the throw. Look at the location of the throw.
He is a treat to watch. That one's going to be fisted to Pujols in foul territory. And Guerrero's 0 for 3 already in the game. And Zambrano quickly retires the first 2 he faces here in the 4th inning.
Well, the first 2 he's faced with 2 shattered bats. Look at this. Look at where all of a sudden Renteria comes in there. Look at him. He thinks he's the only one that has a chance to make that play. And you know what? With any other third baseman, Renteria would have been right.
Wow. That is a great play. The managers both want to get as many of the players into the lineup as they can. So Joe Torre is going to take one Boston player out, Manny Ramirez, who had a home run and hit into a fielder's choice, and give David Ortiz, another one of these sluggers from Boston, an opportunity to get into the lineup here. Ortiz coming on as a pinch hitter with 2 down and nobody on. The 28-year-old David Ortiz, his first All-Star appearance.
And I'll bet you anything, Manny Ramirez went to Joe Torre and said, hey, let my good buddy go up there and take one of my at-bats.
And here he is, and Zambrano, and that one just got away from him outside, ball 1.
And if Manny Ramirez would have been in the batter's box there, being on the right side, where would that have hit him at?
Couldn't have. He'd have to back up in a hurry in order to have gotten to it. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Ortiz thought about it, stays away. A 2-ball count. Ortiz can swing the bat. I mean, he is a power hitter, and he is one of the most aggressive hitters in all of baseball when it comes to going after it. Fouls that back.
Go ahead and get aggressive.
Yep.
Try to do something with Carlos Zambrano. Take a look at the swing from down underneath. He knows that 2-0, he's going to get a fastball. He's looking fastball, but what happened? He can't do anything with it because of the velocity and late movement from Carlos Zambrano. This guy is legit.
Yeah. Zambrano off speed breaking ball. That's pretty nasty. Didn't go around on it. David Ortiz leads the league, American League in RBIs with 78. He is on the home run list, tied for second. He and Blaylock have 23, 3 behind Manny Ramirez, who is the leader. 3-ball, 1-strike delivery. Fastball, walking.
Ortiz with 31 RBIs in the month of June. And last time I checked, there's only 30 days in that month.
Pretty good per day, don't you think?
That's getting it done.
Ortiz goes down to first base, drawing the walk. That is the first walk surrendered by the pitching staff of the National League, but they have given up the 6 runs and 9 hits. Ortiz at first base. And Alex Rodriguez stands in. He has struck out and grounded out. Rodriguez, 7th opportunity as an all-star, this time, of course, at third base. And that slider misses outside, ball 1. 6-1 lead. All the runs scored in the first inning by both of these teams. We've seen Clemens, Kolb, Randy Johnson, and Zambrano on the mound for the National League so far. 1-0 in the inside corner to Rodriguez, 1-1.
That great pitching staff with the Chicago Cubs and Dusty Baker. When you talk to Dusty about it, I mean, he really lights up when he talks about his young right-hander, Carlos Zambrano. He won't say he's the best, but he says he's certainly one of them, and that's quite a compliment with that staff.
That's what the Cubs, of course, were relying on before the season started and still are as far as any hopes of making it to the postseason.
Well, to me, and that's the reason they're where they're at right now. That staff has underachieved. Pryor was hurt to begin the year. Kerry Wood just coming off the DL. Maddox just hit 500. You didn't expect that when the season started.
Rodriguez goes the other way. That's into the corner, and that is just foul. Sammy Sosa thought he was going to have another run on that one. He went after it, could not get to it. Joint host Elias Torriebo as she hosts this fast-paced show. It is the biggest Latin-born players' chance to show you what the major leagues is about. Sabota Baseball. It's MLB highlights as well as player lifestyles, popular music from Sony recording artists, candid interviews with the Latin players, and inside info. Jose Mota Jr. Sabota Baseball is caliente. Check your local listings for the times in your country.
I like that.
It's my favorite read.
Like
caliente.
That. I could tell. There's a lot more passion to that one than some of the others.
2-2 delivery is taken up high, and the count goes to 3-2.
When you get to that commissioner's disseminated, I
yes.
mean, you don't have near the energy in your voice.
No, it's the copyright thing just doesn't make it like caliente, you know. Zambrano, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Ortiz on at first base. We're in the 4th inning. Runner going, foul back.
Now
Keep in mind, the American League has won 6 out of the last 7 games, Rick, and the only one they didn't win was a couple of years ago, and it ended up with a tie, running out of pitchers. So they're trying to keep a run going here.
Well, that's all about Joe Torre. This is his 6th All-Star game, all in the last 8 years. That's the 4th most ever by a manager in the Midsummer Classic. Well, on his way to winning this one.
3-2 with the runner going again. Breaking ball hit in the air to right center field. Got a lot of that. Berkman back. Not going to get it all the way to the wall. Ortiz coming to score. Ball rolls away. Berkman will pick it up. Going to third. Rodriguez. Here's the relay throw. Not in time. an RBI triple with 2 down and a 7-1 lead for the American League. That's about as far as you can get a ball to roll unless you hit it up the hill in dead center field.
You know, too, in all fairness to Carlos Zambrano here, when you get to an all-star game, you get some people out of position. And Berkman normally would be a first baseman, but they got a guy here named Jeff Bagwell. We look at the replay, breaking ball up and out over the plate. Look at the strength in the arms of Alex Rodriguez. Those hips had already gone. That was all arm strength that put that ball out there in center field.
Here is Carl Crawford, was a pinch hitter for Giambi. Giambi reached on an error and singled.
So you see the jump right there, or should I say lack of jump by Berkman. If that was Ichiro in center field, he would have already had 2 steps and had that probably caught in his back pocket.
Chance for Crawford now with 2 down, runner on at first base. Credit A-Rod with the RBI. That is the second triple the American League has in the game, and they've both been by the Rodriguez duo. Pudge Rodriguez in the first inning, A-Rod here in the 4th inning. And Crawford will foul that one off at the plate. Zambrano trying to work his way out of the inning here. Crawford, first time to the All-Star game. He's one of the youngsters, only 22 years old. Batting .304, 34 RBIs so far. Tampa Bay team that has put on a pretty good run, a surprise run in the American League. 1 ball, 2 strike count. A-Rod off third base, and he fouls that one back. Crawford can fly 38 stolen bases. He is one of the fastest base runners that we have in the game today, and Tampa Bay's used that. He leads the American League in stolen bases. 1-2 delivery to Crawford, tried to slash it and missed. Zambrano gets the strikeout, but another RBI added here in the 4th inning of Carlos Zambrano.
And outfielder Bobby Abreu from the Pittsburgh.
Great honor, a great treat. Bobby Abreu is going to lead it off from Philadelphia. Abreu pinch hitting. Bobby Abreu, one of 2 players added by the votes of people online to selected the final player for both the American League and National League squads. Bobby Abreu and Matsui were the 2 selected for their respective teams. 2 strike count.
I mean, unless you go to 60-man rosters, you're going to have people that you felt like should have been added. But I really like the way it's set up now. There's 32 players on both teams. The fans vote for the starters. Then there's a combination after that. The manager of each team doesn't have the pressure put on him he once did. He only picks 6 or 7 guys, and then after that it goes to a survey among the players, coaches, and other managers in their respective leagues. That's where the other players come from. That totals 31. And then the fans pick the one that got left out.
Yeah, I love that. And the players have taken it very seriously.
Sure.
Obviously, to give respect to their own kind out there in the field. So you really do get selections that represent all corners, managers, fans, players.
Here's a man on the mound finally getting his due respect. Joe Nathan of the Minnesota Twins came over in the offseason in a trade with the Giants for A.J. Brzezinski. Nathan was a setup man in San Francisco. He's closing it out now from Minnesota.
Bobby Abreu gets to face him. 2 just in the game. That pitch was taken inside.
Hey, don't anybody go anywhere. We've got an exciting moment coming up right after this batter.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Abreu with Nathan on the mound against him. And that ball's going to be fouled back. Abreu in for Bonds in his spot in the lineup.
I mean, to me, this is almost exciting as the moment we had in the 4th with Roger Clemens. Don't go anywhere.
Got a box of Cracker Jacks coming in here?
Oh, I can't even tell you.
I bet you can.
You know how I feel about you.
Yes, I do. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Nathan ready with the outfield deep. Wind blowing out towards left field. Got him on a high strike.
I mean, Roger Clemens getting the Commissioner's Award or Gary Thorne reading the disclaimer. It's a coin toss for me.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Victor Martinez.
Brewers back in the year 2000, helped the United States win that gold medal when he threw a 3-hit complete game against the team from Cuba.
Now performing that way at the major league level as he goes after the catcher, Victor Martinez. Cleveland Indians, first All-Star appearance for the 25-year-old. Martinez standing in with 1 down and nobody on. His 63 RBIs are high in the majors for catchers. And that's saying quite a bit with the offensive power that you see him on catchers in today's game.
I wanted to tell a story about him, but I don't think Sheets is going to let me.
He's going to throw strikes. Loretta will make the play over to Tomey.
I got to get it in anyway. Lou Merloni. We all know Lou, a popular player with the Red Sox.
And now the players. From the Anaheim Angels, pitcher Francisco Rodriguez.
Team when they beat the Russians, when he beat George Foreman, when he came back to win another tie, I didn't think he had. I mean, I almost didn't want to watch it because I was afraid for him.
Yeah.
And he pulled the rope-a-dope. He just literally got beat up for about 4 rounds. And then, man, here he came.
Great story, and so happy he was here tonight. Lou's going to come to the plate. Moises Alou picked up a base hit, 6th inning, in his only time up. Alou stands in, 1 down, nobody on, 8th inning, 9-4 American League. They've out-hit the National League 14-9. They've out-homered the National League with 3 big all-star home runs in this game, 2 in the first inning. As Clemens got touched up for 6 runs, 3 earned, 5 hits in 1 inning. And home runs hit by Manny Ramirez and Alfonso Soriano.
Who? That last guy?
Hear that name again. A strike take. He could be a Yankee, but he's not. But he's doing things most Yankees do. Hit home runs.
Big home runs.
Big home runs.
3-run home runs.
1 ball. 1 strike count with 1 away to Alou. Check swing to first base. He did not want to do that. And he will be retired on the 3-1 with Ortiz over there at first base. And there are 2 down here in the 8th inning. Ortiz coming on to play for Giambi, who started. Giambi's had a little problem with the back here this weekend, not uncommon, and also recovering, as we said, from that internal parasite infection. So Ortiz getting a little more playing time out there at first base. Here's Loretta, second baseman, singled in the only at-bat he has had in this game. Mark Loretta, 9th in average in the league. That windup, first time you see it, it's got to drive you nuts as a hitter. There's Gagne warming up. It's about as herky-jerky.
Oh, yeah.
Hide the ball as you can get.
All of the deception you can possibly add.
And he gets the pop-up. Francisco Rodriguez, first all-star appearance on the mound. We get a little help defensively. Tejada back there to get it. And a 1-2-3 inning. With
outfielder Miguel Cabrera.
Just like that one rolled back into the glove instead of out onto the field. 2 down, nobody on. Joe Nathan on the mound trying to get a 1-2-3 inning. Here's Cabrera. Talking about fine young players. How about this one? Playing in an all-star game in World Series. 21 or younger. Not many. Good in Venezuela, Washington, Manuel DiMaggio, and Miguel Cabrera. Chases that heater up high. 1-1.
Unbelievable offensive potential. Just, I mean, you can talk about Edgar Martinez. You can talk about Manny Ramirez. You can talk about Albert Pujols. This kid has a chance to be right there with him.
Trying to close in on that 300 mark on the year. He's hitting .295, 20 homers, 59 RBIs for Cabrera. Got a 2-ball, 1-strike count on him.
Look at Belliard out there at second base. I mean, that's the way he plays for the Cleveland Indians. I mean, nobody plays deeper than he does.
Rafael Belliard in shallow center. Foul back. 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Belliard's been a great story, too. Here's a guy that a lot of people had given up on. There's always questions about his attitude, questions about his weight. Well, he found the answer with the help of the young manager, the youngest manager in baseball in Cleveland, with Eric Wedge.
2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 down. Nathan's delivery swung and a missed, and Nathan can bring it. So he gets a couple of strikeouts, sets the side down in order. And we've completed 7 innings of our all-star game. The American League leading it by a score of 9-4.